Hey everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to share with you two awesome summer reads for the beach or out by the lake or just in your backyard. These are both stories in which the main character has to discover some inner truth or something about their lives, some admission to themselves about who they really are. Of course, that's delivered with a bit of romance and a lot of tropical beaches. So let's whisk away to there. The first one I'm going to show you, let me switch to that cover, is The Layover by Lacie Waldon. And let me read you just a little bit of this one. This one is about a flight attendant who is about to get married and give up her wild life of jaunting all over the globe for what she's always dreamed of, something that is organized and steady. So, thought those were on my head. Here they are. Okay. I don't know what city I'm in. The alarm on my phone is blaring the Rocky song, lighting up the room just enough for me to see the shadowed outlines of walls and corners. I blink, trying to orient myself. There's no strip of hallway light coming from under the door. The sheets are silky, not worn down cotton slept on by millions of bodies. They're probably not even white. This can't be a hotel. Someone groans beside me and my stomach sinks with realization. I'm at home, where I promised not to use my Rocky alarm anymore. Alexander says it gets into his dreams. I grab for the phone, but it's 3:30 in the morning, too early for coordination. It crashes to the floor, an electronic trumpet encouraging me to jab at the air with curled fists. Staying beneath the covers, I dip my head over the side of the bed and silence the noise before easing myself back up. I should go, but instead I peek across the king-size bed toward Alexander. I just want to see his face to make sure I haven't managed to annoy him before I leave for 3 days. But the blackout curtains make it impossible. I can't even spot his outline through the darkness. With a sigh, I slip my legs toward the edge of the bed. The chilled air outside the duvet hits one foot, and I steel myself for full body contact with icy conditions. Alexander requires to sleep. An arm shoots around my waist, dragging me into the cocoon of hot skin and muscles. I exhale my relief and melt into him. I'm sorry about Rocky, I whisper. All right, so that's the beginning of The Layover, where you get to go to Belize with the main character. Now, our other book today is Meet Me in Paradise. So in this one, you go to Saba, another lovely beachy paradise. And let me read you just a bit about our main character in this one. So again, I'm going to read you just the beginning. This one is told by two sisters in alternating chapters, Marin and Sadie. So our main character is really Marin, so I'm going to introduce you to her. At our mother's funeral, I lost Sadie. One moment she was beside me, shaking hands with strangers who had come to tell us how sorry they were and wax poetic about our mother's appetite for life. The next, she was gone. Sadie was like that, in perpetual motion. It never bothered me until that moment because she hadn't been my responsibility before. But in that cathedral, my mother would have detested with all those people who didn't really know us. I suddenly realized that I was the only person Sadie had left. I endured several endless moments in a silent panic until her shoe struck me on the top of my head. I looked up and found her sitting on one of the oak rafters 30 feet above the crowd of mourners, swinging her legs back and forth like a child on a park bench. I said nothing. I wasn't about to climb up there, and besides, it would have been of no use. Sadie didn't march to her own drummer. She was a regular one-girl Manhattan steamroller, and she wouldn't come down until she was good and ready, or she became so exhausted she lost consciousness and fell. Until then, all I could do was return to the awkward handshakes and hugs and worries. That was 12 years ago. I'm 30 now, all grown up and a world-class professional worrier. I don't mind, not really. For all her antics, Sadie is like the sun, warm and bright and singular. Anxiety is simply the price I pay to orbit around someone like her. Someone amazing who is constantly running off to climb some untamed mountain or photograph a never-before-seen tribe in a remote jungle. She feeds off adventure. I prefer fingernails, nibbling mine down to the quick while I wait for her to come back. Without her, I slog away the days writing single-line advertising slogans for pet food companies and organic tampons all week. At night, I come home to our empty house and eat salad alone at the kitchen table. Then I watch reruns until I fall asleep on the couch. Don't get me wrong. Being Sadie's sister has its upsides, like her sharp wit, her unconditional love, and that wonderful balloon feeling I get in my chest when I know her plane has landed back here in Chattanooga, and I could just float away or burst from relief. It's why I always pick her up at the airport despite her protests. I crave that moment, the one where Sadie's searchlight smile shines through the crowds and finds me. I never go anywhere, but in that moment, it's like I've come home instead of her. And she has no idea. She's too busy trying to keep those unruly blonde curls of hers out of her face as she practically dances her way toward the baggage claim to notice. I lived for that high, and I needed a fix now. Sadie'd been in China for 3 months. Actually, 92 days, 17 hours, and 41 minutes, according to my watch, and I had lost my cuticles and much of my will to live. I'd gotten to the airport earlier than usual, a good 40 minutes before her flight was due to arrive, but now an hour had passed, and the digital display over the baggage claim showed her flight number. People filtered past me, picked up luggage from the conveyor belt, but Sadie didn't appear. I half expected her to put her hands over my eyes and pretend to be some sort of intriguing stranger, like she sometimes had done when I was in college and studying at the library. I checked my phone for the 800th time. Too busy sexting to notice your own sister? Sadie. I wrapped my arms around her. Hey, wild one. I was worried you were never going to get here. So, that's Meet Me in Paradise. And both of these are very, very fun romantic comedies for you to go out and enjoy. Even if you're not usually the romantic comedy type, these would be good ones to start with. So if you read them, let me know. Stick some comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought. Recommend a book to me. I'd love to hear what romantic comedies you're reading or just something else you think I should read. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you soon.